Hey guys, Richard here. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Kravet Cyber Rack E2 Plus. This is a newer rack by Kravet. They sent it to us. We appreciate them for doing that. We're going to share with you what we think about it. We're going to go over the specs and some of the features. We're going to demonstrate and yeah, just teach you all about it. So let's get into the video. All right, so why do you even need a rack to begin with? Well, some of us, we want to do more than just cruise around the neighborhood, leaving from our home. You may get the itch to want to go out further and do some exploring, maybe check out that park across town or go visit some relatives in another state, or maybe there's a great trail that you've been hearing about that you just want to go check out, but it's just too far away to get to. That's where you need a rack like this in order to carry your heavy e-bikes. And Kravet has done a great job designing this rack because it can haul up to a 100-pound e-bike per tray. So that's 200 pounds worth of capacity, and you can carry 2 e-bikes at one time. Let's take a closer look. Okay, before we let this rack down and demonstrate, I want to show you what it looks like from the underside here and give you a closer view of what's going on. When you get this out of the box, you're going to have to do just a little bit of assembly. One is you're going to have to attach the tray onto this main frame right here, and you do that by sliding it between these two plates and running a bolt through on this side, and then of course do the same thing for the one up above. You also have to install these stabilizing arms right here. You just slip them in and attach with one bolt on each side. And lastly, you have to attach these tire cradles. They designed this so that the packaging is going to be a lot smaller, so it's a little less expensive to ship and it makes it cheaper on you, the consumer. So you do have to install these right here, and it's quite simple. You just line them up and attach 2 bolts, run them all the way through, and tighten them down. Now that's about all you have to do right out of the box in order to get your e-bikes loaded up so you can get headed down to the trail. Now when you install this onto your vehicle, we'll look right down here, and I will tell you this is an extension that I purchased. Okay, so that you do not get that. That's a 7-inch extension. So pay no attention to that, but you do get a threaded pin that you can install right here. You screw it in on one side, and then it's got a lock on the other to keep it secure, to keep people from being able to remove it. And the reason that is threaded is because it acts as an anti-wobble device. So it's nice and tight in there, so you can take the rack and shake it, and it's not going to move very much at all, which is great, because when you're going down the road, you don't want your 100-pound e-bikes bouncing around back here. Now moving up here, I really like that they give us this handle right here. It's a nice place to be able to grab, to be able to lift and move this rack around. But not only that, look here. Right here we have a pin, and if you pull this pin out, whoa, if you pull this pin out right here, see that? It gets it out of the way so you can grab this handle right here. Yeah, and lift it up. And when you lift it up, it unlocks it right down here. See how that works? Really nice. So you can start rotating it. And when you rotate it, you can turn loose of that latch up there now, because you don't need to be holding onto it, because it's going to go ahead and rotate on down. And when it gets into the next position, it's just going to automatically lock into place, just like that. I like that a lot because you know it's going to lock. Hey, I let this rack fall down. I had it unlocked, and I was back there messing with the pin, and I pushed on the rack a little bit, and it started to fall down, and it went down to the next position, and it locked into place, and it didn't fall and hit the ground. I really like that. It's just a really nice tight spring there. To be able to engage that lock. I really like that. Okay, now that the rack is in the down position, we can kind of get a better look at it. And I'll give you a couple of close-up shots right here as we go along. Yeah, this rack is made of aluminum and steel. It's about 66 pounds. And again, like I said, you can put a 100-pound e-bike on each rack there, which gives you plenty of capability. You can load an e-bike with a 50-inch wheelbase, and that'll put it right out to the edge there and drop one of the wheels down inside the cradle on this side right here. Well, let's go ahead and talk about these uprights. I call them uprights. They're stabilizing arms, I guess is another name for them. But you can raise these guys up. And in typical e-bike racks that I have tested on this channel, you'd always have a pin down here where you'd have to pin it, and it would be locked in the upright position. What Kravet has done, and I really like it, is they allow this thing to float back and forth, and you can put it in whatever position you want. And that is really important because you can loosen up your clamp right here, and you can slide this up and down this arm, and it allows you to get this into various positions to accommodate whatever e-bike you're putting on here. So guys, you can put just about any e-bike on this rack, and you're going to be able to find a position where you're going to be able to easily grab onto the bike frame or the seat post or something in order to secure it while you're using this rack. So I really like that. We have another one right here. Bring this up and we can put it into whatever position we need in order to grab an e-bike. I'll demonstrate that for you in just a few minutes. Now, another great feature is this wheel chalk right here. And how this works is when you load up your bike, and we have a ramp I'll show you in just a moment, but when you load up a bike, your front tire will go up and over this. It's going to go down, it's going to drop down inside the cradle there, and your back tire is going to be back here somewhere. What you want to do is you want to take this lever, lift it up, that unlocks it so you can slide this back and forth, okay? And you want to slide this right up against the back tire, wherever the tire is sitting, and get up against it, and then go ahead and lock it back down again. Then you simply undo your wheel strap, and I can almost do this with one hand. There we go. Undo this wheel strap. You're going to run it through your tires, and then you can cinch that back down again. The whole point of having these tire straps is to prevent the bike from bouncing and going up and down when you're going down the road, because you want it to go up and possibly fall off. Whereas these uprights up here, their main purpose is to keep the bike from flopping back and forth. So I really like this design. It's just real easy to use, and it's worked well because we've already used it once or twice. Let's go ahead and get a couple of bikes loaded up, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now here's what the ramp looks like. There's no place to secure it here, so you just have to throw it in the trunk of your car or maybe the back seat. But I like the fact that you can just unfold it easily. This hinge is just nice and loose, so it just opens wide up without any trouble at all. One end has these little teeth right here, and there's a spot on the end of the tray where you can just drop those down inside there, nice and easy, and you're ready to go. Okay, you always want to put your heaviest e-bike closest to your vehicle, and I've got a 26-inch bike here that is a little heavier than the other one I'm going to load and show you. So let's just get this over here. If you notice right here, the upright, the clamp does not rotate, so you have to lean your bike in order to get around that clamp. And once you get around it, you can stand the bike up again, and you can just kind of get it right into place wherever you need it to be. Drop that front tire right down inside that cradle. Now guys, here's what I was talking about. Now we can move this upright and put it wherever we want it, and I'm going to rotate it back just a little ways. Now I can move this around, and I'm going to grab the seat post right back here. The whole purpose of this is to keep the bike from flopping back and forth. Now we're just going to go ahead and feed our wheel strap through the spokes right here, making sure you don't put a lot of tension on your spoke. You want to make sure it's in between the spokes and it's not going to put a lot of pressure there. And then feed it through, just like that, and tighten it up. There we go. It looks like for this one over here, we already have the wheel chock in a good position because the tire is right up against it, and that's what we kind of want. So let's go ahead and see if we can feed this through. Nope, that's going to put too much pressure on that spoke. We're going to move it up on this side of the spoke, just like that. And that allows me to get it in here and cinch it down. All right, guys, we're learning together here, and I just figured something out here that could be a problem for you. So learn from my mistake, okay? We should have gone ahead and just removed this from the upright so we didn't have to lean the bike over. That's going to make it so much easier to roll the bike right up there. So this next bike is going to be a lot easier. Also, because I didn't lean that up and this was in the way and I was trying to wiggle around it, what I didn't notice is that you do have a screw sticking out here pretty good. And when I was back here trying to get the bike around it, I gouged up the bike. Yeah. So don't make that mistake. Go ahead and remove these things right here and get them out of your way so it's going to be a lot easier to roll the bike up. Also, another thing you want to make sure you do is go ahead and open up your wheel straps, and don't do what I did initially, which was leave those in a closed position when I put my bike up there. It'll make things a lot easier on you. So we'll go ahead and open those up and get them out of the way. We're going to move our rack to the other side. We're going to go ahead and make sure this is all the way in the forward position too, so it's out of the way. Let's grab another bike. This time I'm going to load a smaller 20-inch tire bike, and you'll see just how easy it is to get it up here. Again, with those clamps removed from the uprights, you can just roll this on up and get it right into position wherever you want it to be. I'm going to rotate my pedal a little bit. There we go. Now make sure you do have your clamp close by. I set this one on the seat of the other bike. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and slip it back on. And that's the way we can manipulate everything, get it where we want it to be. Let's do this one a little bit different. We're going to get this one right down here on the frame. So right about there, I'm going to tighten it down. Now you can see it's going to grab this tube right here. I'll still be able to feed this through, cinch it down nice and tight, and you'll see how that works. It kind of grabs it really nice and tight there. And now this one is really secure. It's a good thing we moved our wheel chock all the way forward, because this smaller bike has it right up against this wheel chock, even though it's in the furthest position. Let's go ahead and find a good spot to feed our strap through. Looks like right there is a perfect position. Gonna lock this down. And the same on this side. I'm gonna feed it through, probably something right about there, making sure we don't put too much pressure. And tighten it down, just like that. So now we have two e-bikes that are nice and secured. They're not gonna wiggle back and forth. They're not gonna bounce up and off. I like it very much, how this works. Yeah, we're gonna be real nice and stable going down the road. The only thing left to do now is to go ahead and take up your ramp, fold it, and stow it away. Guys, that's going to be it for this video with the Kravit CyberRack E2 Plus. If you're interested in it, check down below for additional information. You'll also find the link down there so you can go and check out all the details for yourself. I think it's a good value for what you're getting. You're getting capability of hauling 200 pounds worth of e-bikes. It's easy to use, simple. It's got some great features like that anti-wobble device. It's got that latch that makes it real easy to lift it up and down, get it out of the way. I didn't demonstrate it, but you can also lower it a little bit further. If you have a hatchback or something you need to open up, I think it's just a great rack. And yeah, very affordable too for a lot of folks. So go out there, check it out. The Kravit CyberRack E2 Plus. See you in another video real soon.